two applicants, please. Please step forward. State your name for the record. Okay. Good morning.
I've been here before, and I'm back again. Hello to everybody. I'm speaking today on behalf of Wendy Roberts for an interesting reason. I'm not a resident of Mendocino. I live in between Fort Bragg and Mendocino, but I have been a member for 12 years of the, I think it's termed venerable 100-year-old Mendocino Study Club, and I have been president for 2 years, and I love the community. I love the coast, and that's why I'm here too. When we had the grand idea of your help to put this forth for Mendocino to become a Preserve America community, it's thanks to all of you, but it's also very much thanks to Wendy Roberts. I didn't know her, but someone said, when you have letters of endorsement for that application, you certainly need to ask Wendy Roberts because she's the most knowledgeable person about Mendocino in the whole town. So I said, okay. Didn't know her. I'd heard her speak at Historical Review Board meetings that Study Club members had attended to try to make historical building date plaques available for the community, and she always spoke very reasonably, but I didn't know her. I really got to know her because she did a wonderful thing for us, for the community and for Study Club. When I asked her to write a letter, she said, sure, Ruth, but I have to read that document. And she did, and she read it many times, and she said to me, you know what you need? Is a resolution from the Board of Supervisors. And I said, oh, how could we just think community input and a resolution from the Historical Review Board was enough? Well, she saved us there, and then she drafted tentative resolution, which all of you agreed to and is in this document. I hope you've all had a chance to look at it because it did turn out well. As Wendy said, it's going along in the process. It's very close. I spoke with Washington yesterday. It's now at National Parks. We'll go to the White House for approval, and then we'll come back to you in a letter from the White House. Not to Study Club, to you. So anyway, I'm really enthusiastic about Wendy's candidacy, and I just want to read you one little tiny sentence in 1 second. I only have 1 second.
That's all right. Please continue.
We received 22 excellent letters from community members. Some of them you have read, perhaps, but just let me read to you one line from Wendy's. It is a tempting fiction to believe that because something is precious, it will be preserved. In reality, our highly scenic, heavily protected town faces the companion risks of either being loved to death by tourism run amok or starved to death by a failed economy. I believe that Mendocino will thrive or not to the extent that we accept and take pride in its identity as a public treasure. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Parks. Other members of the public wishing to speak to this, please step forward. Please state your name for the record, please.
My name is R-I-E-G-L-E-R. I'm sorry.
Okay.
And my wife could not make it, but I want to read just a few sentences from a letter which I've already sent to all of you. As voting Mendocino residents, we have always been impressed by Wendy's broad knowledge relative to the Mendocino Historical Review Board, and by her fairness, and especially by her skills in listening to and working with others. This was without knowing of the lengthy discussion you had. But I've always been impressed by her skills in listening and working with others. Specifically, we worked together on community boards where her listening and speaking skills were particularly appreciated by board members and by other attendees. So we give Wendy our strongest endorsement and trust that you will, and hope that you will appoint her to the Mendocino Historical Review Board. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Other members of the public wishing to speak to the applicants, please step forward.
I'm going to make mine real short. I'm Barbara Reed. I've lived in town for a long time. I don't live within the historic district. I live right across the street from it. So, but I'm here to support Wendy. I think she'll do a terrific job. I think that it will calm down and there'll be some working together on the board. And I think it will be great if you appoint Wendy. Thanks.
Thank you. Please step forward. State your name for the record at the podium, please.